Imagine discovering that one of the most important stories ever told about humanity is no longer entirely true. Not because historians deliberately misled us, not because scientists ignored the evidence, but because the most extraordinary discoveries arrived only recently. For generations, we believed the story of human origins was largely complete. Our ancestors evolved in Africa, gradually spread across the world, replaced every other human species, and built the civilizations that eventually shaped the modern age. It was elegant, logical, and for a long time it seemed convincing. But science has a habit of humbling certainty. Over the last 2 decades, advances in ancient DNA, archaeology, and anthropology have revealed a past far stranger than anyone expected. Entire branches of the human family have been discovered after disappearing from history for tens of thousands of years. Ancient migrations have been rewritten. Long-accepted theories have been abandoned. And every new discovery seems to raise an even bigger question. What if the story we've been telling ourselves isn't wrong, but only the beginning? History often gives us the comforting illusion that the past is fixed. Yet history is more like an unfinished manuscript. Every excavation, every fossil, every fragment of ancient DNA has the power to erase an old paragraph and replace it with something entirely unexpected. Every cell in your body carries a genetic archive stretching back hundreds of thousands of years. It remembers migrations long forgotten, encounters no written record ever described, and relatives our ancestors never knew they had. If documentaries that challenge accepted history and reveal the latest scientific discoveries are exactly why you came to YouTube, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to Unknown Discoveries, and share it with someone who enjoys questioning what they think they know. Nearly 300,000 years ago, early Homo sapiens lived across Africa. Scientists once believed they represented the complete beginning of our story. Then ancient DNA revealed our ancestors were not alone. Neanderthals buried their dead, made sophisticated tools, cared for the injured, and shared children with modern humans. Millions of people today still carried Neanderthal DNA. Scientists thought that was the greatest discovery. They were wrong. A tiny bone from a cave in Siberia was about to change everything. Inside Denisova cave, archaeologists discovered a tiny finger bone belonging to a previously unknown human species. DNA analysis revealed an entirely new branch of humanity now known as the Denisovans. Millions of people alive today still carry Denisovan DNA, proving these forgotten humans became part of our own story. Then researchers made an even more astonishing discovery. Another bone belonged to a young girl whose mother was a Neanderthal and whose father was a Denisovan. Human evolution was not a straight line. It was a web of encounters, migrations, and families. Scientists now believe there may have been additional human populations whose fossils have not yet been found, but whose genetic fingerprints still survive inside modern people. The deeper researchers investigate ancient DNA, the more mysterious our origins become. Early humans also achieved extraordinary migrations, crossing deserts, mountains, forests, and eventually reaching Australia and the Americas without modern technology. Their greatest advantage was cooperation and the ability to pass knowledge from one generation to the next. If this documentary has already changed how you think about history, like this video, subscribe to Unknown Discoveries and share it with someone who loves archaeology, science, and human origins. Then ask yourself, if another human species were discovered tomorrow, would it really surprise you anymore? For generations, historians believed civilization followed a simple path. Farming came first, then villages, then temples and cities. Göbekli Tepe challenged that entire sequence. More than 11,000 years old, it predates Stonehenge and the pyramids by thousands of years. Yet hunter-gatherers somehow organized massive construction projects long before agriculture was thought possible. The discovery forced archaeologists to consider a revolutionary possibility. Perhaps religion and cooperation encouraged farming rather than farming creating civilization. History repeatedly reminds us that our understanding is incomplete. Troy was once dismissed as myth. The Denisovans were unknown until a tiny bone revealed them. Göbekli Tepe remained hidden beneath a hill for thousands of years before rewriting archaeology. Knowledge became humanity's greatest survival tool. Each generation inherited the discoveries of the last, allowing civilization to emerge through accumulated learning rather than sudden genius. But one mystery remained. Why did Homo sapiens survive while every other human species disappeared? Neanderthals were not unintelligent. They mastered fire, hunted dangerous animals, built shelters, cared for injured members of their communities, and may have created symbolic art. Intelligence alone cannot explain why they disappeared. Many researchers now believe Homo sapiens possessed an extraordinary advantage: larger social networks. Ideas spread farther. Innovation accumulated across generations. Climate change also rewarded adaptability, and humans proved capable of surviving in deserts, forests, mountains, and frozen landscapes alike. Perhaps humanity's greatest evolutionary advantage was not strength or even intelligence, but collective intelligence, the ability to learn together. If you're enjoying this documentary, like this video, subscribe to Unknown Discoveries, and share it with someone fascinated by science and history. What do you believe gave Homo sapiens the decisive advantage? Tell us in the comments before we uncover the final lesson of our journey. History is not a finished book. Every fossil, every genome, and every archaeological discovery has the power to rewrite what we believe about ourselves. Ancient DNA revealed forgotten relatives. Göbekli Tepe challenged the birth of civilization. Genetics reminds us that more than 99.9% of our DNA is shared, making every person on Earth part of one remarkable human family. The search for our origins is really a search for ourselves. Science continues because it welcomes new evidence, even when it overturns long-accepted beliefs. Somewhere today, an archaeologist may be uncovering a fossil that will rewrite history once again. Somewhere, a geneticist may be sequencing DNA that reveals another forgotten chapter of humanity. If this documentary changed how you see human history, please like, subscribe to Unknown Discoveries, and share it with someone who loves science, archaeology, and the hidden stories that shaped our world. What discovery do you believe will rewrite human history next? Leave your answer in the comments. Until next time, never stop asking questions. Never stop following the evidence, because history is still being written.